Hey guys, so this is the box for my Xiaomi Poco F2 Pro Android smartphone, but the phone is not there. The phone is actually in this black box here because the phone had died. I sent it away to Xiaomi to repair, and last week they shipped it back to me like this. So for the benefit of my amazing loyal subscribers and anyone else who saw that initial video about the issue, I'd like to do a follow-up today, talk about what happened, and then we can open up the box and we can have a look at the phone itself. So I bought this phone on launch day, but not the UK launch day. I bought it on the official international launch day. So I ordered this from GearBest around June 2020, I believe, and I paid about £410 to get it delivered to the UK, and thankfully there wasn't any import tax or anything like that. Now, this was actually a lot cheaper just a month or two down the line, but I never felt like I lost out with it being, like 350 or 300 just a month or two later. I was always really happy with this phone. Fantastic little phone, great battery life, cameras were really good. I loved the all-screen display, I loved the pop-up camera, etc. So all in all, really good phone, lots of updates, really happy with it. But unfortunately, on Christmas Day, it died. And what happened was I had, say, 40 or 50% charge or something like that. And I started charging the phone. And I looked down at the phone and I noticed that you got the kind of electrical charging symbol, not too different from that. And it was showing charging and then it would stop. And then it would show charging and then it would stop. And then I noticed that it just stopped charging altogether. So obviously I knew something was wrong. But I did notice that when I put the cable in and I pushed down on the screen, when you applied a little pressure, it did charge. But obviously that isn't a long-term solution. So I only had about 35% whatever battery life left at that point. And in hindsight, what I should have done was switch it off and then switch it back on and do a backup. I didn't do that, and eventually the battery drained and drained and drained until it died. Now, by simply putting the cable back in and just squeezing the screen again, I could get enough charge to display the Xiaomi logo, but nothing would load. Couldn't get any safe mode. I couldn't do anything with it at all. It was dead. Now, a quick search on YouTube and online showed that this was, I'm not going to say a common issue, but there was certainly a lot of other people, other Poco F2 Pro users, which had run into this issue. And it appears to be an issue with the USB Type-C connector where, for whatever reason, the connector had lost a connection to the battery or the motherboard or both. I'm not sure of exactly how it's all connected, but it wasn't connecting, it wasn't delivering power to the battery. So it seems to have been a common issue. Now, there are tutorials online showing you how to buy that part and then do the replacement, take the screen off and then repair that yourself. And it was something that I had considered, but that phone was only 6-7 months old at that point. So technically it was under warranty. So why would I repair it myself when I could get a professional to do it? So I contacted GearBest to do it and they didn't reply. They didn't reply at all. They just didn't reply to my message. And I sent a message to GearBest and I sent a message to the retailer who sold me it, which I believed was Xiaomi, but no one replied anyway. But I reached out to Xiaomi about this issue and it was kind of a long shot. I didn't think they would honour any kind of warranty because I bought it from China. This is Europe after all, or the UK. And they responded positively. So they responded really positively, in my opinion. They said, yes, we'll perform the repair, despite the fact you ordered from China, and I shipped it away to them. So they sent out a plastic envelope thing to send it back. I wrapped it up, sent it back, and I think the whole repair took about 6 or 7 weeks. Now, I'll talk about that in another video as far as the duration of warranties and repairs and things like that. But 6-7 weeks is maybe a little bit longer than what I had expected, but I did check the status a few times, and a few times they did say on the website, it did say that they were awaiting a component. So given what's happening with the pandemic, with Brexit, and with delays with lots of parts, I don't think 6 or 7 weeks for a repair is that bad right now, considering what's going on, especially if they are waiting for certain parts to do the repair. Now, the box is over here, and I've actually opened it just to take out the document because the document had my address and all that on it. But you can see this part here that says test and repair return form. In fact, I'll get it closer up. You can see it. Please find enclosed your Xiaomi mobile equipment, which was returned to us for analysis. The unit has been fully analysed and tested. Unfortunately, whilst we endeavour to retain your personalised settings, you may find that the unit has been reset to factory parameters during the repair process. I can't talk today. But yes, so ideally what you want to do before you send any phone away is back up your settings and do a factory reset. Not something I could have done. Certainly maybe in hindsight if I knew it was definitely going to die, but I thought I could have resolved the issue. But yes, I did not do a factory reset and I didn't back up my settings. So, I have lost files. But you can see here, repair details, technical comments, replacement subboard, get this up closer, replacement subboard, replacement flex, replacement sticker, whatever that is, software update and screening. So it looks like they've replaced a couple of key components. So yes, they've performed the repair and they've sent that back to me. So all good with that. And that's basically the story of what happened. And I'm hoping that this is a good repair, but regardless, kudos to Xiaomi in the first place for taking on that. A lot of companies are quite funny with, with international purchases, etc. They just won't handle it. They say you have to buy within your own region. And if you don't, well, you have to return it to your own region, etc. So fair play to them. But before I get ahead of myself and give them too much kudos, let's have a look at the repair. So the phone basically had this wrapped around it. And I've got some amazing bubble wrap. Keep me entertained after this video. And here it is. So I wasn't sure when I sent this away. I wasn't sure if I was going to get just a replacement. But going by what it says on that document, it looks like they have just repaired my phone. And yes, it does look like mine's because I can see there's a lot of scrapes in the top because I was using a plastic case, which I've got over there. So there's a lot of scrapes at the top there because it's exposed, but the rest of the phone will be in mint condition. So yeah, I mean, condition looks good. Looks like they've returned the phone to me in the same condition that I sent it to them. The only damage that I had in this phone was just scrapes at the top of the phone. So yeah, looks like it's all good. But what I need to do now is get this charged up. So it's loading up. It's loading up. It looks like they've updated to a newer version. I can't remember if I had Mi UI 11 at the time. I believe, they say that they have updated the software, so it's no surprise. But yeah, it looks like they've updated it. But the key thing here is it's charging, if I can get that correct. So if I zoom down, you can see there. And it looks like, yes, it's charging. It's absolutely charging, no problems at all. And the phone has been there in that box for about 5 days or so. So clearly it's holding battery as well. Maybe it was at 100% when they shipped it out. And it's dropped 6%, over the last week or so of being shipped and lying around my house. But yes, it basically is a new phone at this point now. It looks like it's a new phone. Condition-wise, yeah, it looks perfect. They've not, damaged it. They've obviously looked after it. And they've sent back the exact same unit that I've got here as well. Now, obviously, from my point of view, it would have been good. It would have been good if they hadn't reset it. It would have been good if they hadn't did that. But my guess is they've got a policy where they always perform software updates just to rule out any problems with, charging issues perhaps were in previous versions of Mi UI 11 or something. I don't know. But actually looking at the phone, I've got the top of this phone scraped because I put on the official case that had a gap there. But the phone looks absolutely mint condition. And yeah, it looks absolutely perfect. No problems there at all. It looks mint. So really happy with it. Now, obviously, I'm not using this phone anymore. When this happened initially, I went about 2 days without a phone, and then shout out to Time to Unbox. I'll leave a link to his channel, but he pointed out the Mi 10T Pro was available. So I rushed out and I got this about 3 days later. So I was only without a phone for about 3 days. This has been an amazing phone as well. But it's good to get this phone back now. It's always handy to have a spare Android phone, especially after having one dying. I am aware of that now. So about this whole experience, it's always disappointing when something breaks. Of course it is. No one wants their laptop or their phone or their headphones or anything to break. They just want everything to work, and they want it to work for a long time. But fair play to Xiaomi here. Fair play to them. They did take the return, despite the fact that I had ordered it from China and not the UK, and I probably got it cheaper from China than the official retail UK price. They took on the return and they did deliver it back to me within 6 weeks during Brexit and pandemic. My guess is, during regular times when all this isn't going on, maybe the repair would take 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. I don't know. But you got to give them a little bit of leeway, I think, given what's going on with delays with, pandemic and Brexit. There's delays with a lot of things. So if they were waiting for a key component here, maybe that's why, it was a little bit longer. Just looking around the phone though, if I can zoom down here and get to the right camera, just looking at the phone though, there doesn't seem to be any issues here, with the seal or anything like that. And that's one thing you will notice, if you ever take your phone to a local shop or something, one of the things that they can maybe get wrong is putting the screen back on, and maybe the seal wouldn't be as strong or tight as it was before. But that certainly looks like, well, it looks perfect. It looks absolutely perfect. In fact, it looks better than it was before. So overall, I'm delighted with the fact they took on the repair in the first place. I'm delighted with the fact they fixed the phone. And fingers crossed, I'm not going to have any problems with the phone moving forward. So thanks for watching, guys. I just thought I would do an update with this. I can maybe do a comparison between these two phones in the future and just kind of point out the differences. But for now, I'm happy that my phone has been returned to me. So until next time, guys, take care.